Hey everybody, it's Scott Simcoe Spring Service, and today we're doing another diagnostic video. This particular suspension is a Watson Chalin SL2065, and it's a steerable lift axle. The other interesting thing about this suspension is that this model of suspension was specifically made for Kenworth or Paccar or Peterbilt. They took their normal design, changed a couple of bushings, changed some bolt sizes, and made it a Paccar only suspension. We've come across this, I think this is the 6th time that we've rebushed these this year, and it is only March 4th. So we're gonna be doing a lot of these. So I thought I would highlight this today and kind of show you what's going on with the suspension and how to diagnose it, because these are really hard to catch. They're really hard to catch. So we'll show you what to look for and how to diagnose them. It is extremely simple. It's actually harder to figure out what parts to use on this thing rather than it is to figure out how to diagnose it. So here's your little sheet on it. We're going to be focusing today on that beam here. That's going to be this beam right here, and there's going to be a forward facing bushing and a rear facing bushing. They are two different bushings, two different lengths. One's about 5¼ inches long, the other one's closer to 8 inches long, stuff like that. They're going to be the main wear components on this for the suspension. But there's going to be a couple other points that we're going to look at and show you kind of what we're looking for, and whether it's safe or whether it needs to be maintained or whether it's both. We'll just go through it. All right, here's your suspension. You have the airbag, you have an upper torque rod, you have your beam, your rear facing bushing, your forward facing bushing. So this torque rod looks like it was replaced very recently. It's still got some of the paint on it. It still has a sticker on the other side. I'm not too terribly worried about that one. This one, you can see that the bushing has walked over a little bit, so it's not symmetrical. So the edge of the torque rod is rubbing. If you notice that's rubbing quite heavily, you can always rebush it. Bushings are very common. I think they're an old Rayco bushing. Basically, give them a yank. They're not rocking, they're not moving. They're pretty common for getting loose up in here. So give them a twist, give them a pull, give them a pry, and see if they actually are loose or not. Another thing we're going to look at is broken bolts. These are really common for breaking these bolts. They get twisted in a lot. It's a steerable lift, so it can be under quite a bit of load, and I've seen these bolts break quite a bit. The other thing we're going to be looking for is loose bolts, because you can see just the slightest amount of yellow rust coming out from there. So it looks like that bolt's just on the verge of coming loose, if not loose already. And we're going to look at the bushing. You can see how this bushing's all swole out and pushed over, and the bushing's actually exiting the beam. And on this side, you can see it's just rubbing. So the actual beam is rubbing onto the wear washers on the side here. So not like catastrophic, it's not moving. So that would definitely be something you'd want to maintain, because the more that beam wears into that washer, you know, it's just bad news. This side is a lot more symmetrical. So you can see inside there, it's more even. The rubber's nicely placed in there. Washers are allowed to move, that's not a big deal. So if you look here, there's two washers there, two washers here, and they're loose. They should be able to move this way, but not this way. So it looks like this bushing might actually be loose. One washer, one washer. Two washers, two washers. So that could be a bit of a concern issue. We're rebushing this thing anyway, so we're going to take it apart and find out what's going on with it. But very strange. If there's an uneven amount of washers, that's kind of a weird thing. Okay, this side here, got a bushing right there. It's starting to burst a little bit. It's really hard to see, but it's starting to crumble. And on this side looks fairly okay. I don't see anything of too concern. This side here, we can't see anything, but on this side, you can see chunks of the rubber coming out. And if you look up, there's a spot right there. It's really hard to see. Deep inside there, you can see there's a bit of a gap. So this side is actually moving back and forth 1/4 inch. So this one's absolutely euchred. So that bushing's toast, that bushing's shoved over. It's probably a little bit loose. So this side absolutely needs to be taken out. We always rebush them in pairs. So, issue of concern with these suspensions. The bushings worn out here, change the steering dampeners because they work in pair. If this bushing is worn out, it's going to cause your steering dampeners to wear out. If your steering dampeners are worn out, it's not going to stabilize the axle. It's going to cause a lot more vibration. This bushing is going to get absolutely grenaded. So they work together. So if you're rebushing them, put new steering dampeners on. If you're putting new steering dampeners on, check them. They probably need new bushings. So just kind of a rule of thumb. They've been using this bushing since the 70s. It used to be in the old SRK 145 kit. It's now been changed. They put a sleeve, Durlin liner, whatever you want to call it, inside of them to reduce them down from a 1 1/8 bolt to a 7/8 bolt. But it's wise just buy the kit. You can buy them from your local parts supplier. Just give them the model number and look for a rebush kit for the beams, and they should be able to look it up for you. So yeah, let's take a look at the steering dampeners. So here's the steering dampener. Doesn't look like it's in too bad a shape. We have no clue what age they are. We asked the customer, they want to replace them. So because we're doing the bushings up that front there, we're replacing these as well. They could be months old, years old. They have no record of it ever being replaced. So because we don't know what the age is and because of how absolutely destroyed the bushing is over there, we're going to replace them. So we're just going to do a little bit of a visual inspection on the airbag and the airlines and stuff like that, make sure there's no other concerns. I think I did see something, so I'll go show you real quick. So right here you can see it's twisted, so this should be in parallel. So this should be rotated around. It should be parallel with the actual hose, and you can see it's rubbing here, and there's a worn spot on the top. So we're going to actually take this out. We're going to replace these. We're going to replace this line. We're going to cut this back, probably cut it back to here. Just replace this whole line and get that squared up. So that should be in parallel with the line. Airbag looks like it's in good shape. We're going to look for splitting in here. If you see there's like a metal wire that goes inside there, it's like a braided steel cable. If that starts to fray, you should replace your bags, because then that can pop. Yeah, so that metal band, it's like a braided steel cable, and it kind of holds and contains the airbag. So that's classified as a double convoluted bag. So you have your single convolution up top and your second convolution on the bottom. So if you have two bellows like that, then it's called a double convoluted bag. Don't ask me why. Somebody named it. That's what it's called. And essentially, if that metal band breaks or frays, then those little wires can go up and burst your bag, but then your bag won't be able to be contained anymore. It'll swell out and it'll break. So take a look at that. Make sure your airbags aren't corroded, rotted, stuff like that. If the airbags look like they have any damage to them, that's a safety issue. You get that fixed immediately. That airline also is a safety issue, so we're going to take care of that as well. So we got a safety issue in the front bushing. We got a couple of maintenance issues on some of the other bushings, so we're going to take care of all of it at once. The airline is a safety issue because it's rubbed on and it's flexed and twisted, so we're going to get that cut out and replaced. So yeah, we got a bunch of things that we need to take care of on the suspension. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the beams out, we're going to throw them on the floor, and we'll come back and I'll just show you what the bushing's like, because it's nice to see it diagnosed, and then it's also nice to see it taken apart, and then that way you can see whether or not my diagnostic was correct, or like see how bad the bushings are. Sometimes when we catch them like this, we can actually just push the whole bushing out with our finger, and they're supposed to be pressed in. So I'll just come back to you in a minute here when we got everything torn apart. So this is the left side beam, and as you can see, that bushing looks pretty good, just like we diagnosed. There's your Durlin liner, your reducer sleeve. This one here, a little bit of delamination on the bushing. Over there, it's not terrible. And over here, you can see where that bushing was starting to chunk. So once we push that bushing out, it's probably going to be a little bit worse than what you see. There's a little delam in there, you can see inside the bushing. This one here, you can see that gap on the front right there, which means it's shoved over. And even though this side looks fairly decent and it's not terrible, I guarantee it's going to be worse than the other side. There's that one that we saw that was all pushed over. It looks really bad. I don't know why it looks like that. We're going to just put new bushing in there. It's really bad. You can see over here, that bushing split. So yeah, we're just rebushing these. So you can see the bushing in there is split. That's why we're bushing them. And this one here, look at that, no bushing. Actually, you can see right through it. There, right there. You see right through the bushing. So yeah, good catch on that one. So if you see the gap on the front like this, that means that this end is gone, even if you can't see it. There's a couple of telltale ways that you can tell whether or not the bushings are bad. If you can see gapping around the front like that, then you know this end's completely euchred. No resistance. There you go. Delamination. But mostly it's just worn out. You can see how it's got quite a bit of rubber left on that side, and then there's nothing left there. So sheet toast. Garbage. It's mostly steel. There you go, everybody. Got new washers in there, new bushings in there, new bolts, all properly installed. Looking great. So just to be honest with you guys, I think this is a really good catch. You can see that the bushing is worn out, probably about 85%, 90%. Very, very, very little rubber left in there before it starts grinding steel on steel. So I really like catching them at this kind of wear patterns, because then there's no damage done, there's no ovaling out of any of the bolt holes because none of the bolts got loose, things like that. So yeah, I thought it was a pretty darn good catch. And so I think that the most important thing is to see and diagnose things early so that you don't have any sorts of issues like that, because there's nothing worse than coming across a vehicle that should have been rebushed like 6 months or a year ago, and now it's just grinding steel on steel, and then you end up having to replace the whole beam assemblies because the actual tube where the bushing goes into gets all damaged, worn out, cracked, split, and I've seen them burst open before, things like that. So yeah, really important to keep an eye on your maintenance. This thing was probably like right on the border between a maintenance issue and a safety issue, because the bushing was moving, so it should technically be a safety issue, but we caught it really early, so I would kind of classify it as either. So definitely worth doing the maintenance. If you're doing a safety, that would definitely not last another year. There's no way. It wouldn't even last 3 months. It's basically worn out. So yeah, just thought I'd give you an update on this suspension. Now Watson Chalin makes a lot of lift axles now, and almost every single last one of them are designed pretty much the same, just a variety of different bushings, different bolts, and different torque rods. This also is a type of suspension that I probably would never have shot as a full video, which is one of the reasons why I'm doing the diagnostic series. And because it's not really that exciting. I mean, you saw me push the bushing out, we literally just do that like 4 times, then we throw it back in. So not like a hugely exciting video to shoot, but this way you can get the meat and potatoes of the job and understand that it's something that we do here as well. Another thing too, when it comes down to the bushings, when we're taking them in and out of the beams here, the front bushing is actually fairly relatively easy to take out. The back bushing is quite difficult. Sometimes we have to heat them up to press them out, and you have to lube them a lot to get the new bushings in. So we recommend lube that comes with the Henderson trifunctional bushings, and I can show you a picture right here what it looks like. We use this for installing all of our bushings, and as long as it's like a rubber encased bushing, so it has rubber on the outside instead of a metal jacket, we use this type of lube because it's super awesome. Works really well. So anyhow, thought I'd show you a diagnostic. I wanted to show you more stuff that we work on. Not every vehicle and suspension like this I can do really a step-by-step instructions on it, because we use 100-ton hydraulic press to push the bushings in and out, and that's not something you can really do in a local shop. So Worst case scenario too, if you're a local person, if you want to take the beams out, you can take them out yourself, bring them to us, we'll rebush them for you, and you can go back and install them yourself. We do that. We do offer that as a service as well. So, and that's it. So have a good day, and I'll catch you next time. All right, bye.